In this lesson, we'll learn how to create and use for loops. In this course, we'll use for loops a lot. We'll use them to traverse tables and as well to create lots of content really quickly. In this lesson, we'll focus on traversing tables, and when we use them to create content, I'll be sure to point that out in later lessons. There's a table here called turtles, and it consists of both numeric indexes and an associative index called boss and enemy. The enemy associative index is a table that has two numeric indexes, shredder and krang. We'll use a for loop to iterate over all of the numeric indexes from lowest number to highest number. For I equals 1, the index we want to start at, comma, and then the total number of numeric indices, then do and end. And we'll print all of the results of the numeric indexes of the turtles table. Okay, let's check the terminal, and there we have the turtles from lowest to highest in terms of numeric index. Okay, now we can go in reverse order, and to do that, we'll simply swap out turtles for 1 and 1 for turtles. Then, and this is really important, we'll add a third argument, -1. So now we'll go in reverse order. Notice that both of the cases, we haven't included the two associative indexes. Another way in which we can iterate over the numeric indexes is to use a function called iPairs. So, for key value, and these two words can be whatever you want, but you'll get the key and the value here. In iPairs, then you pass the table. We'll do end, and we'll print the value. So this will just return the value at each position in the table. So this returns all of the numeric indexes, but we still don't get the associative ones. To return the associative indexes, we'll take off the I from iPairs, and then we'll print the key and the value, just so that we can see at what key there is a value. So this time around, at index 1, the value is Donatello, index 2, Leonardo, go down to index enemy, which is associative, and there's a table, and then index boss. Notice how it's not in the same order that I defined it. When you're working with pairs and associative indexes, the order is going to be very unpredictable. So you're going to have to actually write logic to put it in a certain order, such as alphabetical, or maybe there's some sort of heuristic or value system you're using to order your associative keys. You'll have to write that yourself. Finally, if we want to iterate over the enemy table, we would do that by simply putting within the pairs argument turtles.enemy. Then we can access each of the individual values another way, which is to do turtles.enemy, then in brackets, we'll use the key. And we get the two enemies, Shredder and Krang. This is a lot to cover in a pretty short time, but know that we'll use tables a lot in this course, and with each use, I do explain what the use is for. This ends our lesson on how to create and use for loops.